to approve a quote by Cummings Sales and Service for maintenance of the township building generator in the amount of $728.10. So it's not necessarily maintenance, not necessarily a repair. It's just some O-rings, adapters, elbow fittings that are getting worn. They're not necessarily broken, but it is suggested that they get replaced because I'll make a motion to sign the agreement with Cummings, the quote with Cummings for the generator outside the township building.
Second.
Anybody have any other questions or anything? All right, roll call, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Discussion and motion for permitting for Mr. Lilly at 306 McChain Road. I'm guessing you're Mr. Lilly.
I am, yes. Hello.
Okay.
So we have a construction project that we're working on that has some complexities to it, and Tammy asked, I guess, to come in and just give an overview, discuss, I guess, this potential zoning or permitting issues with that.
Okay. So who wants to start?
Yeah, what's the status? This Mr. Lee is that has a structure on the property that doesn't have a primary, right?
No, he has a house on the property someone's living in.
Okay,
He has another structure that has been used for storage. Earlier this year, Mr. Lilly was provided a building permit from the township third-party agency for demolition and an addition to the structure that's currently used as storage for a home. The zoning for farm help, so he's not subdividing. So we went through and looked. He does qualify as a non-conforming use. However, there was never any sewage tested or public sewage extended to the second structure. So what prompted it was I asked for the verification of sewage. So Mr. Lilly understands that, so he applied to our office for a permit for the home, even though he already has one. He understands he can't occupy the house because they need proper sewage. He would like to extend with Peters Creek Sanitary Authority. However, he was not ready to do that till the spring of 2025. So we're in the middle of, what do we call this structure? We talked about calling it a storage structure, but under your zoning ordinance, your storage sheds and garages can't be any greater than 180 square feet. So that won't work without a variance. And then he would have to come back in for a change of use. Solicitor Makel had developed agreement between Union Township and Mr. Lilly to proceed with the construction of the addition for a house, but it's clear in here that there is no occupancy until proper sewage is acquired, be it an on-lot system or through Peters Creek Sanitary Authority. So I've been speaking to Rick and explained to Rick and Mr. Lilly that if the township agreed to this agreement that Dennis made between the township and him, he would need an agreement with Peters Creek regarding the sewage, because the township does not want to be in the business of building a sewer line for Peters Creek. He would have to do some type of assurance and work out the details with the authority on that end.
Is this the property that we all know as like Mulberry Hill Farm?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
When you were describing the,
Yeah, so the background is that I don't currently live at that property. I've owned it since 2017, and I'd like to move there now. And my mother-in-law and brother-in-law are the primary caretakers of the livestock and the animals and part of our farm business, and so I'd like to keep them on the property and have them reside in the structure eventually.
I don't know if the granite plat would apply in this situation. I don't think
his parents are living on the property, could they share the septic with the granny flat exemption? I don't know.
I believe his current on-lot system, if I'm right, Mr. Lilly, the Washington Sewage Council came out, it's not large enough to allow a tap in for another home.
That's not an option.
So, see, the issue we had was, I saw the emails going back and forth the last couple of days, was we don't want, we get concerned basically that if we do something, you may come back and say, you granted me a permit to do this, and I have no sewage, and cause litigation.
Now I have this expensive building I can't live in.
Right.
because-
Right.
I've had that issue a long time ago. So where are we? So basically, you want to bring the sewage with Peters Creek up to the property?
Correct.
Is that, where are we at with that, Mr. Kovach?
Mr. Lilly's been very cooperative. He has an online system now. We've already said that he can get public sewer. He wants to do that like Tammy's in the spring of 2025. His plan right now is just to try, and that's a Union Township issue, is to keep construction going on the property. In the meantime, I'm willing to issue him a sewer tap with a contingency that he can only do an inside plumbing inspection. He knows that he can't run public sewer and tie in until an occupancy permit is issued and so on and so forth. But
Have you shown him the agreement, Ms. Denson?
I have not. I do have a copy for you, Mr. Lilly.
Okay.
And I think per the township issues on the building, that's your jurisdiction, but I wanna issue a tap permit for this gentleman and go through that process without him having to get bonding or road permit or whatever now, but that's your issue. Just so, issue a tap permit so we can do an inside inspection, Union Township and Peters Creek Sanitary.
We couldn't probably issue a road opening until we had a whole plan of what he was doing anyway.
Right, but that agreement provides protection to the township if we wanted to move forward. So what you can do is maybe provide a copy of that agreement. If he wants to sign the agreement, then he can sign it, then we can approve it at the next meeting.
Rick, is he served by gravity or pressure sewer?
It's force main. He's gonna pump up to McChain Road that he talked to you about, and we already reviewed the manhole where he would go.
Motion to approve it, approve the agreement subject to his.
So, he's already started, like, he's already started kind of building. And so he's gonna run out of daylight, as they say, because it's getting into winter. And I think they're waiting for the next meeting.
So so if you wanna make a motion to permit Mr. Lilly to continue construction, subject to him executing the agreement with the township and paying any and all appropriate fees, does he need an escrow account here also?
So what we're saying is we'll agree to sign, give you time to go home and read it and sign.
You have in the agreement, escrow shall be in the sum of $1,500.
Would that be enough, you think, in the situation for this stage of the project or not?
Yes, because Mr. Lilly will actually pay our office for the actual permit and the inspection.
So the $1,500 would cover any legal fees or any other additional
For
engineering,
that agreement.
for the agreement, any other costs?
Yes.
That
Okay,
is a question I have though, because I mean, I paid Union Township already $724 for the original building permit that was issued. So am I applying for a second building permit for the exact
No,
same
no.
project?
no, this is basically saying we're allowing you to move forward with what you're doing, but you have to put escrow, that means basically that if there's any money left over, that goes back to you, but it's just a cut.
It's like to say, if you don't ever
Okay.
get storage here, and we have to go to court with you, we're using your,
Yeah.
you know, like, it just, yeah, you'll get your escrow back, anything that we didn't have to use for anything that we.
Right, and I think his question also is, he paid the township for the building permit that we're actually inspecting under.
I know,
So, yeah,
but this is just to say, we're allowing you to move forward in the current circumstances, and it provides us protection in case something goes amiss, that you have this structure, and then you say, you allow me to build this, now we basically, I'm stuck, and then you sue us for damages.
I think I understand the concept of the escrow, I'm just still not clear on applying for a second building permit with McMillan. and
Right,
paying them
because
fees
he-
again.
right, he paid the township through Harold for this building permit. That's where the question
There's
is,
the
because
answer.
we're gonna be doing the inspections.
So did Harold, go ahead. So you wanna waive that?
Well, we have to pay Tammy. He writes the check to her, but he's already written the check to Harold.
But are you talking about the UCC inspection, is that what you're talking about?
Correct, yes.
So has he paid UCC, has he paid any, Harold has done no inspections, correct?
No,
So the UCC.
Harold has deferred this issue to back to the township and Tammy.
Correct.
He stepped out of it now.
right, but he was
We
But he took-
probably paid.
Yeah.
$700.
He already got $750.
Township to Tammy.
You want to do that.
Can we do that, anything above and beyond that, if he would pay directly to Tammy?
If you wanna make that motion, see if it flies, it's
I was,
possible.
I was asking him, maybe we can do a motion that the township pays McMillan Engineering the first $700, cause that's what you've already
Sure.
paid us,
Yeah.
it's just now we have, we could make that motion and see if that, and then anything above the 700, you're gonna go directly to McMillan.
That's perfectly
Since you've already
reasonable.
given us the only other option is to vote to refund his,
You don't do that.
yeah,
We didn't get the $700, Harold.
yeah.
So,
between the
I have a
option,
copy of the
not
check. It
paying
was-
his last two invoices, because of things like this. we
That'll
don't
be
have-
documented.
The check was to Union Township for $724.55.
We would then give Harold his money directly from the township. That's kind of why Tammy takes it directly now.
So if you wanna make a motion to permit the construction to go forward, subject to the execution of the agreement between the township and this gentleman,
Have that put in the agreement.
I'm watching SU ways. Subject to the, subject to executing the agreement, and that the township, I guess, you wanna waive that fee, I mean, you wanna waive the $700?
You're not really waiving it, he's already paid it. We're
So-
not waiving it technically.
But he has to pay her.
That's her, yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to say that we're gonna give
All right,
turn
and
over the
that-
$700 he gave to the township to McMillan.
And that the township expend $700 to McMillan Engineers for the building permit previously issued by Harold, I guess, MCS.
Correct.
Because it's not necessarily a waive, he's paid it already.
I understand, so you understand that this only goes through if you sign that agreement and pay that $1,500 escrow, you understand that,
And
sir?
take it home, read it.
Yep, I understand.
Whatever,
I just haven't seen the
we're
agreement,
just-
so I can't comment on it. but it
Yeah,
seems reasonable.
we're just gonna make it that you don't have to wait another 2 weeks for
Sure.
our side.
So we need a motion to that effect then?
Yeah. Anybody have any questions on that?
I don't understand what the hell you said.
Motion, basic motion. What we're trying to say is basically,
No,
so a
you
motion,
have to be logical, and that was, I didn't understand one bit of the conversation.
well, basically we're saying he will allow him to build the structure subject to signing the agreement.
And he's gonna do the sewage after his complex is completed, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Peter
Peter
Street.
Street, yeah.
So what if he doesn't get it done and doesn't go that route? What do we
He
do?
won't get an occupancy permit and allowed to occupy it. He won't be
Yeah.
able to get insurance to occupy it, so I mean, like,
Yeah, well,
if you don't get an
I
occupancy.
think I go by it, it looks good, I wish you the best, I truly do. I mean, I'll vote for it, but this is too confusing sometimes. I mean, we do this step one instead of
Yeah,
doing two.
normal
steps.
step ground
It's
up,
crazy.
storage is underneath the ground, you go up from there, but.
Yeah.
To be clear, we built the structure with the sewage in place for
Right,
this
I
to happen when
understand.
the
Yeah.
permits and everything work itself out. Because we have to do the force main, there's 1,000 feet of excavation that has to happen, that I'm not gonna do
I
in the
see you
middle of a
working on
muddy
it the other
winter.
day, to be honest with you.
And it's going into winter.
Okay,
So,
I'll make the motion. Second.
okay, so I guess that's Larry and, yeah, it was kind of a three-way
Yeah,
tie, so
Larry and Carl.
wherever you wanna go with that.
I'll give them in Carl.
Larry and Carl?
Okay.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.